gold and silver in the rain. Street cafes and open windows, singing softly through the lane. Evening gathered without hurry, like the world forgot the hour. And every corner held a feeling, small and temporary as flowers. I arrived with my old guitar and roads inside my hands. Another drifting desperado who never stayed long enough to understand. Then a flute crossed through the skyline, weightless as a falling dream. And every note became a doorway to somewhere in between. I followed coastlines, I followed seasons, I've trusted places I could leave. But certain songs arrive unnoticed and make you believe. Feathers in the midnight wind, floating through the city lights. Every melody moves slowly, turning darkness into white. Feathers in the midnight wind, where the warm air touched the sea. And for one impossible evening, the whole world waited for me. Stay right here until the stars grow quiet. We stood beneath the faded awning, watching shadows move below, listening with the kind of silence that only old souls know. You asked me, do musicians ever arrive anywhere? I laughed, usually just in time to leave again. You smiled and quietly answered, that sounds lonely. The guitar kept answering softly, the flute drifted overhead. The bass walked through forgotten moments, like things left unsaid. Brushes painted little circles, the rim shots mark the night. And somehow all my old directions stopped feeling right. Maybe every wandering heart eventually learns not every beautiful thing needs to be owned. Feathers in the midnight wind, floating through the city lights. Every melody moves slowly, turning darkness into white. Feathers in the midnight wind, where the warm air touched the sea. And for one impossible evening, the whole world waited for me. Stay right here until the stars grow quiet. You asked if this night disappeared tomorrow. I looked around the cafes, the lanterns, the soft air, then answered, it already survived. Because once music happens, it never fully leaves. Feathers in the midnight wind, still moving through my soul, like reflections crossing water, making restless stories whole. Feathers in the midnight wind, if these roads return someday, leave one table by the window and I'll remember the way. When the final note grows distant and the moon slips out of view, I'll still hear that flute leading me to you. this song with you. I left this song with you.
The night I ride in shades of copper over old Avenida Soul. Street cafes stayed open longer, like nobody wanted to go home. People moved in quiet motion, coffee cups and neon glow. And somewhere through the evening traffic, music started moving slow. I arrived with my old guitar and road still in my hands, another wandering desperado without a map or future plans. Then the tenor sax broke through the silence, warm as summer after rain. And every phrase across the rooftops sounded strangely like my name. I've crossed too many borders, watched too many mornings fade, but certain melodies appear and quietly rearrange. When the saxophone found my name, everything changed in the light. Every old goodbye grew smaller, every memory felt right. When the saxophone found my name and the city turned to gold for one impossible evening, I forgot to feel alone. Stay a little longer before the rhythm disappears. You stood beside the terrace rail, watching reflections on the bay, listening like every small silence had something left to say. You asked me, do musicians ever stop moving? I smiled and said, they called it rest. You laughed softly, no, I mean inside. The guitar answered before I could. The bass moved low and patient, the brushes painted air. The sax climbed over every rooftop and left old thoughts somewhere. For a moment all my old destinations turned weightless in my mind, like roads becoming photographs of places left behind. Maybe freedom isn't distance, maybe freedom finally comes when you stop searching. When the saxophone found my name, everything changed in the light. Every old goodbye grew smaller, every memory felt right. When the saxophone found my name and the city turned to gold for one impossible evening, I forgot to feel alone. Stay a little longer before the rhythm disappears. Response fingerstyle melodies, bass and brushes continue moving like moonlight crossing the sea. You asked if this night became a memory. I looked around, the empty glasses, the lanterns, the warm air, then answered, I hope it becomes a song. Because songs don't leave, people do. When the saxophone found my name, it left echoes in my soul, like moonlight caught inside a window, making restless spirits whole. When the saxophone found my name, if these roads circle again, leave one light beside the harbor, and I'll remember then. When the final chord grows silent and the stars fade into blue, I'll still hear the saxophone leading me to you. The city wore its evening slowly, neon reflections on the rain. Windows glowed like paper lanterns, calling strangers by their names. Sidewalk cafes stayed half open, music drifting through the air. People laughing without urgency, like the night would always stay there. I arrived with my old guitar and pockets full of passing days. Another wandering desperado who knew departures better than names. Then across the rooftop silence, a melody cut through the blue, and somehow all the moving lights started feeling new. I've crossed too many seasons, I've learned not to hold on, but certain evenings don't ask permission, they quietly belong. Neon breeze and paper moons floating over midnight streets. Every chord became lighter, every heartbeat found its beat. Neon breeze and paper moons, where the warm lights pulled me through. And for one impossible evening, the whole city felt like you. Stay a little longer before the morning comes. You sat beneath the hanging lanterns, watching reflections move below, listening like every silence had somewhere left to go. You asked me, do you ever get tired of always becoming a memory? I smiled, that depends. You looked up, on what? I looked at the guitar and answered, whether someone remembers the song. The road stayed soft and glowing, the bass moved smooth and low. The shaker danced around the rhythm like waves that never slowed. The electric guitar kept singing small melodies between the air. And suddenly all my old directions didn't matter there. Maybe
Maybe freedom isn't movement. Maybe freedom is finding one place that doesn't ask you to leave. Neon breeze and paper moons floating over midnight streets. Every chord became lighter, every heartbeat found its beat. Neon breeze and paper moons, where the warm lights pulled me through. And for one impossible evening, the whole city felt like you. Stay a little longer before the morning comes. If tonight disappeared tomorrow, I looked at the quiet cafes, the fading lights, the soft wind, then answered, it won't. Because beautiful evenings don't disappear, they become songs. Neon breeze and paper moons still shining in my mind, like reflections on wet pavement the years could never hide. Neon breeze and paper moons, if these roads return someday, leave one light beside the doorway, and I'll remember the way. When the final chord grows distant and the city fades from view, I'll still hear this evening returning me to you. Returning me to you. The lights became reflections, the night became blue, but somewhere beneath those paper moons, I left this song with you. I left this song with you. I left this song with you.
The harbor wore its evening colors, blue and amber on the sea. Old cafes stayed awake for dreamers and people trying not to leave. I came carrying my old guitar and roads inside my shoes. Another wandering desperado with nothing left to prove. The wind moved through the narrow alleys like stories passing by. Then somewhere through the fading daylight, a saxophone climbed the sky. It played a line so slow and golden, like summer after rain. And every note returned a feeling I thought I'd lost again. I've chased horizons endlessly, watched cities disappear, but certain songs arrive unnoticed and stay for years. Postcards from the blue harbor floating somewhere in the tide. Every chord became a memory I could never leave behind. Postcards from the blue harbor where the night moves slow and true. And for one the open window, watching lights reflect below, listening like every silence was something beautiful to know. You asked me, do songs remember people? I smiled and answered, better than people remember songs. You laughed quietly, then said, that sounds sad. The guitar answered softly, the sax breathed through the room, the bass walked into hidden places like flowers learning bloom. Every brush upon the snare made the evening feel alive, and suddenly all my old directions no longer felt like mine. Maybe every wandering heart eventually understands. Home doesn't always look familiar. Sometimes it sounds familiar. Postcards from the blue harbor floating somewhere in the tide. Every chord became a memory I could never leave behind. Postcards from the blue harbor where the night moves slow and true. And for one impossible evening, every road led me to you. Stay a little longer before the moon lets go. You away. I looked at my old guitar, the harbor lights, the empty glasses, the sea. Then quietly said, tomorrow can wait, because some nights don't belong to time. They belong to music. Postcards from the blue harbor, still shining in my soul, like reflections crossing water, making broken stories whole. Postcards from the blue harbor. If these roads return someday, leave one chair beside the shoreline, and I'll find my way when the final sax grows silent and the stars disappear from view. I'll still hear this evening calling me to you. Brushes fade into silence. The harbor kept its secrets, the moon stayed blue. And somewhere in that quiet evening, I left this song with you. I left this song with you. Rousseau was dressed in amber, soft reflections on the street. The cafe's open to the evening and invited passing dreams to speak. People laughed without direction, wine glasses caught the light, like nobody had plans tomorrow, only this one perfect night. I arrived carrying my old guitar and years I never named. Another drifting desperado who never stayed too long in one place. Then somewhere through the city colors, between warm lamps and quiet skies, a melody crossed from the distance and met me in your eyes. I followed roads that promised freedom, I followed stars that disappeared. But some moments don't ask permission, they simply stay. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, where the world moves soft and slow. Every rhythm became lighter, every shadow let me go. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, where the night turned golden blue. And for one impossible evening, every song became about you. Stay a little longer before the lights grow dim. You sat beside the open window, listening more than speaking back, like you already knew the language of people carrying old maps. You asked me, do musicians ever get tired of saying goodbye? I looked at my guitar then smiled, only when someone makes them stay. The roads floated through the silence, the electric guitar climbed above. The bass carried every heartbeat like it understood love. The shaker held the city together, the rim shot marked the passing time. And suddenly all my old directions stopped feeling like mine. Maybe every wandering heart eventually learns not every destination needs a distance. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, where the world moves soft and slow. Every rhythm became lighter, every shadow let me go. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, where the night turned gold and blue. And for one impossible evening, every song became about you. Stay a little longer before the lights grow dim. Will you remember this? I looked outside, streetlights, quiet tables, the last warm breeze. Then answered, I remember songs, and this feels like one. Because some evenings don't become memories, they become places inside you. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, still glowing in my soul, like city lights on calm water, making restless stories whole. Velvet evenings on Rua do Sol, if these roads return someday, leave one chair beside the window and I'll find my way. When the final chord fades slowly and the stars fall out of view, I'll still hear this evening leading me to you. The city turned to silence,
but the night stayed true. And somewhere on Rua do Sol, I left this song with you. I left this song with you.
The avenue turned silver slowly as daylight disappeared. Street cafes stayed half awake, like they wanted night to linger here. The air was warm with conversation, soft laughter and passing wine. Old lanterns lit the sidewalks like stars standing in line. I arrived carrying my guitar and songs without a place. Another wandering desperado, still moving at yesterday's pace. Then through the quiet city motion, a saxophone crossed the air. Somehow every note it played felt like it had found me there. I've counted miles, I've counted sunsets, I've counted nights alone, but music keeps reminding me no road belongs forever. Moonlit Avenida serenade under skies of velvet blue. Every rhythm became softer, every melody became you. Moonlit Avenida serenade, where the evening moves so slow. And for one impossible moment, I forgot I had to go. Stay right here until the stars grow tired. You stood beneath the balcony, watching shadows touch the sea, listening like every silence had something hidden underneath. You asked me, do you remember every city? I smiled, no. Then after thinking only the songs, you looked away and softly said, then write one for tonight. The guitar stayed close and steady, the bass moved like the tide. The sax climbed into moonlight and left old thoughts behind. The brushes painted gentle circles, the triangle caught the glow, and suddenly all my old destinations didn't matter anymore. Maybe every restless traveler eventually discovers home doesn't always wait. Sometimes it appears. Moonlit Avenida serenade under skies of velvet blue. Every rhythm became softer, every melody became you. Moonlit Avenida serenade, where the evening moves so slow. And for one till the stars grow tired. You asked if tomorrow changes everything. I looked at the empty glasses, the quiet street, the moon above us, and answered, then tonight was worth it. Because not every beautiful thing needs forever. Some only need one perfect evening. Moonlit Avenida serenade, still glowing in my mind, like reflections crossing water. The years could never hide. Moonlit Avenida serenade. If these roads return again, leave one light beside the window, and I'll remember then. When the final note disappears and the city fades from view, I'll still hear the saxophone bringing me to you. The avenue turned quiet, but the night stayed new. And somewhere beneath the moonlight, I left this song with you. I left this song with you. Evening arrived without warning, painting gold across the river bend. The city opened all its windows like it expected old friends again. Street lights stretched along the water, reflections moving with the tide. People talked in soft conversations and left their worries outside. I arrived carrying my old guitar and songs worn smooth by years. Another wandering desperado learning to disappear. Then the flute rose over the rooftops, light and impossible to hold. And suddenly the moving city started feeling less alone. I've trusted trains, I've trusted seasons, I've trusted roads with borrowed names. But some melodies appear quietly and never leave again. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, drifting softly through the night. Every chord became a postcard, every shadow turned to light. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, where the river carried through. And for one impossible evening, every song returned to you. Stay right here before the stars grow thin. You sat beside the river railing, watching reflections lose their shape. Listening like the smallest moments were the only things worth saving. You asked me, do travelers ever stop looking back? I smiled. only when they finally look around. The guitar answered in soft colors, the flute climbed through the evening sky. The bass kept holding every heartbeat, like it already knew why. Brushes painted moving circles, the rim shots counted passing time. And somehow all my old directions stopped feeling entirely mine. Maybe freedom isn't movement, maybe freedom is staying long enough to hear the second verse. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, drifting softly through the night. Every chord became a postcard, every shadow turned to light. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, where the river carried through. And for one impossible evening, every song returned to you. Stay right here before the stars grow thin. This evening becomes memory, what remains? I looked at the lanterns, the river, the quiet tables, then answered the parts we keep singing, because places fade, but songs remember. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, still shining in my soul, like moonlight crossing calm water, making restless stories whole. Lanterns floating to Rio Azul, if these roads return someday, leave one light beside the river, and I'll remember the way. When the final note falls softly and the night turns silver blue, I'll still hear the flute carrying me to you. Ooh, carrying me to you. The river kept on moving, but the night stayed true. And somewhere beyond the lanterns, I left this song with you. I left this song with you. Sapphire colors across the rooftops and the sea. The city moved without a hurry, like it had nowhere else to be. Small cafes lit their windows, soft reflections on the stone. Every table held old stories, but nobody sat alone. I arrived with my old guitar and wrote stitched into my hands, another wandering desperado, never making longer plans. Then the saxophone rose softly above the conversations below, like something I had lost years earlier, returning in a slower glow. trusted maps, I've trusted movement, I've trusted horizons I couldn't hold. But some melodies arrive quietly and suddenly feel old. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes under lanterns burning low. Every note became a memory, too beautiful to let go. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes, where the warm wind crossed the sea. And for one impossible evening, the road forgot about me. Stay a while before the night turns blue. Sat beside the open window, watching lights drift on the bay, listening with quiet attention, like music had something to say. You asked me, do musicians ever stop running? I smiled and answered, they call it touring. You laughed, no, I mean inside. The guitar answered for me. Soft chords, small pauses, no words. The bass moved underneath the evening, like waves beneath a boat. The soprano sax climbed higher, like things I never wrote. The brushes stayed in motion, the triangle caught the air. And suddenly the whole wide world felt smaller there. Maybe freedom isn't distance, maybe freedom sounds like this. One night without needing to leave. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes under lanterns burning low. Every note became a memory, too beautiful to let go. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes, where the warm wind crossed the sea. And for one impossible evening, the road forgot about me. Stay a while before the night turns blue. Electric guitar sings in gentle phrases. Soprano sax answers with long airy notes. Bass glides beneath the harmony. The rhythm never stops moving. You asked, when this song ends, what happens next? I looked toward the ocean and quietly said, I don't know. Then after a pause, but maybe I don't have to know tonight. Because some evenings don't ask for answers, only presence. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes, still glowing in my soul, like reflections on still water, making restless spirits whole. Sapphire skies and slow goodbyes. If the
beside the window, and I'll find my way. When the final note grows distant and the stars fade out of view, I'll still hear the saxophone leading me to you. I'll still hear